So there's some guys that thought about it. Maybe it'll be just enough.
In Labonte's case, one reason was to stay out and lead a lap and get the 5 bonus points.
It could be a win-win. You get your 5 bonus points, you come on the pit road after everyone else, got a little more fuel.
Jeff Gordon got a great run through 1 and 2 on Jeff Burton in the 31 car. That 24 car would take the 6th spot away from Burton.
See, where we would normally hammer that thing, especially on new tires, being the throttle way, way on down into the corner, you can't do that with this car. That saves fuel. But 99's got a problem, guys.
He is definitely smoking because this should not be an air pressure problem now.
I didn't see him make contact with anything.
Hey, all my gauges are good. 10-4.
It's doing it on the straightaway, Darrell. It's not like it's in the corner. He was doing it just past the start-finish line, and it's getting worse and worse.
Something is a myth.
Something about to go boom.
Well, I don't know about that.
We got smoke coming out of the back of it here. Yeah, it's pouring out here, Robbie. Running fine. We got good oil pressure.
I think you got
smoke coming out the back pretty heavy here. Keep an eye on it.
I think you got a valve cover leaking, an oil line that's come loose.
Yeah, because lap time wise, he has not slowed down. In fact, he's still the fastest car out there.
Yeah, it's not an engine issue.
Black flagging up here. Be ready, guys.
Yeah, this is big now.
There you see the bumper cam. You saw it out the back of the 99.
You guys, it's probably the transmission. On that restart, Robbie, then it went away. They're going to post us here. They're going to post us.
Now that would be
this time here.
That would be interesting to me if it was the transmission, because Matt Kenseth had to change transmission before the race started. Could be some transmission problems with these Roush cars.
So Carl Edwards going for 3 in a row.
It broke. It's broke.
Is broken.
Okay, shut it off.
And that would be, I'm sure he's talking about the transmission.
And Robbie Reiser certainly knew that the 17 had to change this morning.
Yep. What a shame.
Well, it definitely looked like it was their race to lose with about 50 laps to go, but it hands the lead back to Kyle Busch, the 18 car, who yesterday it was his race to lose and obviously had problems going off in the turn 1 late in the race.
And Carl Edwards' teammate Matt Kenseth ended up winning yesterday's Nationwide Series race.
Well, I tell you what, there's a couple of things to me that are going to get interesting here. I know Kyle's got a fast car he has had all day, but so has Dale Jr. And I think they've been tuning on that baby. He's running second right now. Wouldn't count him out. And Tony Stewart is lurking back here as well.
Remember, Kyle Busch, he comes in here our points leaders. You saw that he had led 124 laps. You get 5 bonus points for leading a lap, 5 additional points for leading the most laps. He has locked that bonus up.
I believe old Junebug's pretty hungry. I think he's going to go up here and try to get him some of that lead.
He is 1.5 seconds
behind. Trying to fix it, babe. Keep wheeling it for me. Got one more stop.
Tony Eury Jr. being a little cheerleader to Dale Earnhardt Jr. And he indicated we have one more stop, which tells me they cannot make it to the end.
Boy, Tony sounds a lot happier on the radio than he did 100 miles ago.
Yeah, he does. Well, they started off good. They kind of had the car all over the place, and now it looks like they may be back in the hunt.
Now the car pulling up to the rear bumper of Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88, that 2 car, Kurt Busch, he's a lap down. He's just trying to stay up there hoping he gets a caution quickly, and he'll be back on the lead lap, as we have watched a lot of cars all day long.
2 cars been pretty fast. He just can't get that lap back.
But who would Kyle Busch like to beat more than anyone else in this field? Hendrick Motorsports, the team he drove for last year.
Oh, yeah.
43 laps to go. Caution out for the 8th time. Fluid in turn number 4. Speedy dry going down to clean that up. Carl Edwards led 33 laps today. His quest for a three-peat is over. Matt Yoakum.
Mike, we followed the trail of fluid all the way back to the garage. So what was the final culprit?
I don't know. Something's it's bleeding heavily from the engine. I just got to thank all my fans, everybody for sticking with us this week. It felt good to drive up there to the front, and thank Affleck for being on board. I was just cruising along, man. That thing's really, really good. So I know Bob's at home. Probably got a hole in the TV right now, but I mean, you can't ever say what was going to happen, but I think we were going to win that race. I was just having a blast.
for the record, I saw Robbie Reiser smile 3 times today.
That's because he kept calling me Matt, and I kept calling him Bob. But just thanks to all my fans. This week's been a lot of, there's been a lot of stuff said, but I think we showed them we got a fast race car, and they're going to have to deal with us every week. And I'm just really proud to be driving this Ford Fusion.
Thanks, Carl.
Thanks, buddy.
Carl Edwards is only the second car out of the race. He and Elliott Sadler are now in the garage with 42 laps to go. 12 cars on the lead lap, and it will be 13 when we restart. Kurt Busch gets the free pass.
Daryl, the kid's a class act, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I love him. Just he keeps his head up. He's got a good attitude, always positive. Thick and thin, he's the man.
Well, he won 2 races in a row, but after Las Vegas, the cover for the area that holds the oil tank reservoir, not the tank cap or cover itself, but the cover over that area, was not attached, and that was a major infraction that cost the team dearly, including the 6-week suspension of their crew chief. But Edwards stormed right back and ran strong today. Chris?
That's right, Mike, and in our pre-race show addressed what you talked about and said his focus was just on winning this race going into it.
The mission right now is just to go out and win this race today, man. I'd love nothing more to make it 3 in a row, but no, I've learned enough in this sport not to let something get me down. This has been a good couple weeks for us.
So Carl Edwards actually came into the pit second, lost 4 spots here, but was very competitive here, taking the lead on lap 168, but with 51 laps to go, the smoke coming out and the problem bringing out the black flag and his crew, as you saw, pushing the car in and ending the chance for 3 in a row for Carl Edwards. We've had 9 leaders, 24 different lead changes, and with 8 caution flags, Mike, 2 cars out of the race, as you pointed out, pit road is open.
So teams at the ready, as we've learned, you need 4 tires every stop if you're going to keep up with the Bushes.
Well, we've got 12 cars on the lead lap. We know everyone can make it from here. This could be our last stop. Remember, one of the Cobalt keys to getting the victory lane? Final stop, mistake-free.
Kyle Busch leads them on to pit road. Steve Burns.
Mike, Kyle Busch told Steve Addington, I just need to turn in the center a little bit better. They know what they're going to do. They're going to take 1 round out of the left rear, a wedge adjustment. He also wants a windshield tear-off on that 18 car. Dick.
Junior keeps asking them to put the car the way it was at the beginning. He does mean the way it behaved at the beginning. It has been loose since about the halfway point. Krista.
Similar to his teammate Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart also tight in the center. He said, guys, you've got to free it up for me a little bit. We have a car that can win. Tony has done so at Atlanta on Sundays twice before.
You know, the Killer Bees, I thought they would have got out. I thought they were out in the front there. They were not. Sorry, back in 9th is Matt Kenseth as Kyle Busch leads the race off pit road.
How about that Greg Irwin led crew for Greg Biffle? That's 16. They pick up 5 position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. loses 2.
.40 laps to go in Atlanta in the Cobalt Tools 500. This is NASCAR on Fox.
It's going to be another one of those fantastic Atlanta finishes. Gordon got loose in Torben.
Believe in storybook endings, folks. This is one for the books.
And here they come, and I think Gordon's got the advantage. He does. He wins. What a race.
Born a little son of a farmer in a small town.
Will this be another exciting side-by-side Atlanta finish? We are 37 laps from finding out. Teammates at the front, Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart. Greg Biffle got a great pit stop. He's 3rd. Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, teammates. Jeff Burton, Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, teammates. Here we go.
Boy, Tony didn't get off to a good start at all. He spun tires a little bit.
He has not had a good restart all day long, Darrell. If you go back to that last pit stop, that last restart, he bottlenecked everybody up.
3 wide, Gordon through the middle.
Somebody
makes it. He got Biffle.
Biffle just about wrecked over there. He went right up through the middle of them.
We did get confirmation. Those 5 spots he picked up, those guys did change 4 Goodyear tires.
Kyle Busch running for daylight. Squinting his way into turn 1 in the late afternoon sun. and trying to open up a lead on his teammate Tony Stewart.
And right now, his best friend is the guy that beat him in the Daytona 500, Ryan Newman, in that 12 car, who's a lap down.
Matt Kenseth is at the back of this pack. He made an extra pit stop under caution, and they raised the hood on his number 17 Ford. Matt, what's up with Matt?
Mike, they changed the throttle spring on Kenseth's Ford. All he said was, please, whatever we do, don't make a slight mistake and cost us a lap. This could end up being a pretty decent day compared to how it started.
Yeah, because we only have 13 cars on the lead lap right now. Because Kurt Busch and the two got the free pass when that last caution came out.
Kenseth started last doing a transmission change. He's led this race, and he currently runs in 11th.
Kyle Busch just ran his fastest lap of the race again a lap ago at a 30.22. Now we're getting down there in qualifying speeds.
Yeah, it just keeps getting cooler, Larry, and as that sun sets, only issue now for the drivers will be one of our points. That's visibility going into turn one. You got to watch that. Remember how Kyle hit the wall going down into turn one earlier today? You got to be careful when that thing swings out with you getting down into turn one. Don't let that back end step out on you.
We're riding with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Let's take a look at it as they go down the front straightaway into turn one.
Not quite that bad yet, but it's getting there.
Right about there. A good bit of glare.
Starting to get there with 33 laps to go. The last 10 or 15 laps of this race, they'll be looking dead into it. No windshields. They're starting to pit up, so not the best vision to begin with.
Probably the saving grace is this car can't drive it off in the corner quite as hard as they did the old car, so got a little more time to get ready.
We talked about him all day long, his struggles. He went a lap down. Jimmy Johnson in the 48 car. He got back on the lead lap. And as we anticipated, now he's worked his way back into the top 10. Probably not a race-winning car, but I'm sure they'd love to come out of here with a top 10 considering how they ran last week at Las Vegas.
I think you got to give them a lot of credit for hanging in there today and not giving up on that thing, because it was about to wreck there a number of times.
Kenseth, after that pit stop for a throttle spring, has worked his way back into the top 10. He and Greg Biffle in 5th place, the only two Fords up there.
11 just got the finger.
It's a battle between Jeff Gordon in the 24, Greg Biffle in the 16. It's a battle for 4th. Montoya in the 42 is a lap down.
I think what we just heard was that Denny Hamlin, 1 lap down, was in somebody's way.
Yeah, he just sort of went across the hood of the 48 car.
Boys will be boys. Kenseth moves up to 9th. Jimmy Johnson trying to hold him back on the right of your screen, while Jeff Gordon and Greg Biffle battle for 4th. Looks like Biffle's going to win that one.
It's like Biffle gave that position back just a couple laps ago, but I believe his race car is a little better than Jeff Gordon's. He'll go back around him. You know, Darrell, as I look at Kyle Busch leading this race now by over 3 seconds with 29 laps to go, I know racing is about how fast you can run. But right now, it's not about leading this race. It's about how far out in front of second place you are. And when I think about the races that that team has not received because of getting in trouble, it's like maybe just give about 90% right now.
Yeah, I'd hope that that's something he was going to learn. He's got to learn that in order to put a closing touch on some of these chances he's had. He's let a few of them slip away, and he's just got to learn how to hold back that little bit.
Toyota's 1-2, Busch and Stewart, with Earnhardt Chevy 3rd. Toyota won their first Craftsman truck race in their 13th start. That was Travis Kvapil. Their first nationwide start in their 22nd race, Jason Leffler. Today is the 40th Sprint Cup Series race.
Larry, I think the thing about Kyle is when you're as good as he is, you got as much talent as he does, I don't think you realize how hard you're pushing it.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's got that much ability. It's kind of like a basketball player that could score 50 points. And your team's already ahead by 30 points.
But this is where you don't want that wall just to reach up and grab you like it did earlier when he was going off into turn 1.
And this car will do that to you. This car gives you a sense of security, but if it gets loose with you, look out.